The great poet Surdas was a devotee, and his poetry was the expression of his love for the Lord. It was the poetry which introduced the unseen God to the common man. Lord Krishna became a part of every household, and his devotees received his divine message.
रवि प्रकाश गावत ब्रज नारी सूरश्री गोपाल उठो अम्बुज करधारी जातिए गोपाल लाल कमल को हो ब्रजराज।
As a child, Sur was known as Surdas. He was born in the year 1591 AD to a Brahmin couple at Sihi near Vallabhgarh. It was a large family and money was short. Surdas was deprived of parental love. From early childhood, Surdas had developed a sense of detachment, and at the age of 6, he left his home. He started living under a tree some 8 miles from his village. Though blind from birth, he could help people locate their articles that they had lost. There may have been other reasons as well, but Surdas became famous. He built a hut and continued to live here for 12 years. Then one day it struck him that he had left his home in search of the Lord, and here was he settling down to a life of a householder. No sooner did this thought come to him than he gave up all his worldly possessions, leaving them to his parents, and set out on his quest for God. Surdas went to Mathura, his heart heavy with the suffering of mankind, and his mind full of yearning for the Lord. He stayed for some time at Vishrant Ghat. Here too, his simplicity and goodness of heart gained him popularity. But there was about the place an aura of worldly pomp and show, jealousy and pettiness, which was too much for Surdas to bear. He left Mathura too, for his was the quest for God. His heart was heavy and his mind restless. On the road to Agra, on the banks of the Yamuna, he came upon a place called Goghat. Surdas began to live here and sang his verses so full of humility and the hope of God's blessing. But who can progress without the guidance of a guru? When Surdas was 32 years of age, Mahaprabhu Vallabhacharya happened to come to Gogad. He listened to Sur's verses of self-effacement and humility. Vallabhacharya, as his guru, then enjoined Sur to change his attitude from that of a supplicant to that of a friend towards his Lord. The beauty and greatness of God revealed themselves to Sur, and his heart was overwhelmed with the love of Hari. Then the Acharya interpreted the Bhagavad for Sur. All at once, Sur felt that the distance between him and Krishna was bridged. Joy and sorrow mingled and merged with the Lord. In his simple Braj Bhasha, Sur began to describe Hari Leela, the many-faceted glories of Krishna. Sur travelled all over Braj with his guru. Then he came to Jatipura. Here on Mount Govardhan, Acharya Vallabhacharya had built a temple in honour of Srinathji. Sur found his beloved Lord and devoted the rest of his life to singing hymns in praise of the Lord at this temple. Surdas began to live at a place called Parasoli on the banks of the Chandra lake near Jatipura. His mind was at peace. The atmosphere was favourable. Sur's poetry began to glow, and he created a veritable stream of exquisitely tender verses.
गाय चरावन जाता वृंदावन गाय चरावन जाता वृंदावन हिरक में बिसर गई मैया मेरी
Sur was not really a poet. Whatever thought stirred his soul, he expressed in song. And this spontaneous expression was his poetry. It is believed that Surdas composed around 1,25,000 verses. His description of bhakti, devotion, vatsalya, that is maternal love, and shringar, which is romantic love, are unique. The indulgent love of Yashoda towards Krishna, the love and yearning of Radhika, and the love of the gopis, through the description of all these, the image of Krishna emerged effulgent. The common man was enraptured by these verses. The Lord took on the form of a human. Mankind achieved greatness and stature. In the verses of Surdas, the love of Radha and Krishna is the embodiment of the love between woman and man. It is the love between the soul and the divine spirit. Radha is Madhav and Madhav Radha. They are both one, and their separateness is mere illusion. In the midst of the gopis is Madhav, and in Madhav the gopis. In each gopi dwells Krishna, and in Krishna each gopi. Krishna is everywhere. It is an ecstatic moment of union. Where there is union, there must also be separation. The anguish of separation is an expression of love for the Lord. Sur's Bhramar Geet is a living picture of such love. Krishna went away to Mathura. The gopis became inconsolable in their yearning for him. Even the wisdom of Uddhav, Krishna's friend, could not calm them. Tears began to flow incessantly.
अखियन में अंजन कर कपोल कारी कारे कंचुकी पट उठत नहीं कबहू और बिच दहेत पनारी निसजना बरसत नैना हमारी निसजना बरसत नैना हमारी.
The only barrier that now remained between the worshipper and his God was the body. Surdas was 105 years old when one day, as was his daily custom, he went to the temple of Srinathji. After paying homage to this lord, Surdas hurriedly returned to his cottage at Parasoli. Hearing this news, the son of Vallabhacharya, Vittalnath, and other devotees rushed to Parasoli. Then Sur sang the last verse of his life before them.
कल में जासो होतने दे तेरो चूर का हाथ.
Now there was no longer any barrier between Sur and his Lord. In the year 1696 AD, Sur broke his bodily confines and merged with the Eternal. The life of Sur is not merely a page out of history, but it is something which transcends time and space. It is an eternal song of love for God.
सूरदास अधरन पर धारी